Okay, we are doing something different today. I have 5 pieces of writing in front of me. Some were written by humans, some were written by AI. Albert has not seen them. I genuinely have not seen them, and neither have you. So we are all doing this together. Albert reads each one, gives a verdict, human or AI, and explains why. And then we find out. And if I get them all wrong, we never speak of this again. We absolutely speak of it again. That is what the comment section is for. Okay, number 1. Autumn is a season of transition. The leaves change color and the temperature drops. Many people enjoy this time of year for its cozy atmosphere and the opportunity to wear warmer clothes. AI, immediately? Immediately. It is too tidy. Every sentence is the same length. It is describing autumn the way someone who has never felt cold would describe autumn. Correct. AI. Okay, number 2. I have never trusted October. It promises things, the smell of something burning far away, that particular slant of light at 4 in the afternoon, and then takes the whole year with it when it goes. Human. What tells you? Never trusted October. A person wrote that. A person with a specific relationship to October, and takes the whole year with it. That is an image that came from somewhere real. AI would not produce that. Human. Correct. Okay, I want to stop the game here because I think we just showed the whole point of today's episode in about 90 seconds. The difference was obvious, right? Even before I could explain it, you felt it before you understood it, which is actually a really interesting thing. The feeling came first, and that is exactly where we need to start. Welcome everyone, I'm Mary. I'm Albert. Leap Talk English, B2 level, real conversations, and today, human writing versus AI writing. What the difference actually is, why it matters, and what it means if you are learning English right now. Word tour at the end, stay for that. Quick comment question. Which of those two felt more real to you, number 1 or number 2? Tell us why, 1 sentence. Okay, let's go. So the game showed us something fast, but let's slow it down. What was actually different between those 2 pieces of writing? The first one, the AI one, was describing a thing. Here are facts about autumn. It is a season, leaves change, temperature drops, people wear coats. All correct, all accurate, nothing wrong with any of it. But there was no one in it, no person. It was like reading a dictionary entry for autumn rather than autumn. In the second one, the human one, had a person in it immediately. I have never trusted October. That I is doing a lot of work. It is not just a pronoun, it is telling you a specific human being has a specific irrational feeling about a specific month, which is the most human thing possible. Because humans have irrational feelings about months. AI does not have feelings about months. AI does not experience October. It has processed enormous amounts of text that mentions October, which is completely different. Right, and here's the word that I think matters most in this whole conversation: experience. Human writing is always in some way connected to experience. Even when it is describing something completely made up, a fiction, a fantasy, the writer is drawing on real emotional experience to make it feel true. And AI has no experience. It has information, a lot of information, incredibly well organized information about how language works and what kinds of things get written about autumn, but no October has ever actually happened to it, which produces writing that is correct and complete and hollow. In a very specific way. Hollow is exactly the right word. Okay, so is all AI writing hollow? Because I think we should be fair here. I have read AI writing that was pretty good. Yes, there is a range, and I think the difference is the type of writing. Say more. Okay, so imagine a scale. On one end, you have purely functional writing, instructions for how to reset your Wi-Fi router, a summary of a meeting, an email confirming a delivery time. This writing is not trying to do anything emotional or personal. It is just moving information from one place to another. And for that, AI is excellent, genuinely excellent, faster, cleaner, more consistent than most humans. On the other end of the scale, you have deeply personal writing. A letter to someone you love, a piece about your grandmother, a poem about the specific feeling of being in an airport at 3 in the morning when your flight is delayed and everyone around you is a stranger. That writing requires someone to have actually felt something. No shortcut exists. And in the middle, a huge amount of everyday writing. Blog posts, opinion pieces, professional profiles, social media. A lot of this writing exists in a zone where AI can do a version of it, and the version will be okay, but something will be slightly off. Slightly off. That is the honest description. Not terrible, not broken, just slightly off, in a way that a reader might not consciously notice but will feel. Like background music that is one key wrong. Technically music, but something is not sitting right. I love that comparison. I came up with it just now, totally spontaneous. And that is the difference. A human just made that comparison because her mind connected two things in a way that was specific to her. AI would have produced something more expected. Thank you for making my point for me. So practically, for English learners, big question. Should you use AI to help you write?
Honest answer, yes, sometimes. With awareness. What does with awareness mean? It means knowing what you are using it for and what you are not. Using AI to check if your grammar is correct? Sensible. Using AI to see how a sentence could be made clearer? Useful. Using AI to generate a first rough structure for a piece you are going to write yourself? Fine. Using AI to produce the whole thing and submitting it as yours? That is where something gets lost. Not just ethically, practically. Because the whole point of writing in English as a learner is to develop your own voice, your own way of using the language. And if AI is always doing it for you, your voice never grows. It is like asking someone else to go to the gym for you. They get stronger, you do not. Exactly. And here's the thing that I think gets missed. Making mistakes in your writing is not a problem. It is the process. A strange, wrong, almost right sentence that you wrote yourself is more valuable to your development than a perfect sentence that a machine generated, because the strange, wrong sentence is yours, and you will fix it. And in fixing it, you will learn something about how English works that no rule in a textbook could have taught you. The perfect AI sentence teaches you nothing. It just sits there being perfect. Useless perfection. Useless perfection. Okay, that is going in the word tour. It is not a word, though. The concept is going near the word tour.
First word, hollow. As an adjective, hollow means empty inside, like a hollow tree. But we use it to describe things that seem fine on the outside, but have nothing real inside them.
For example, the apology felt hollow because he said the right words but clearly did not mean them. Or, the speech was well structured but hollow, no real idea behind it, just phrases arranged correctly. Repeat, hollow.
Hollow.
Next, authentic. Authentic means genuinely real. Not copied, not performed, not designed to look like something. The actual thing, not an imitation of it.
For example, what made her writing so powerful was how authentic it felt. You never doubted she had really lived what she was describing. Or he tried to sound casual, but it came across as performed rather than authentic. Repeat, authentic.
Authentic.
Next, functional. Functional means designed to do a specific job, practical rather than expressive or artistic. Something functional works, even if it has no particular personality.
For example, the email was completely functional. It said what needed to be said, clearly, nothing more. Or, functional language gets the job done, but it is not the kind of writing anyone reads twice. Repeat, functional.
Functional.
Next, spontaneous. Spontaneous means happening naturally without being planned, coming from the moment rather than being prepared in advance.
For example, the best part of the conversation was spontaneous. Nobody planned it. It just happened. Or, spontaneous writing often feels more alive than writing that has been carefully organized from the start. Repeat, spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Next, revise. To revise means to look at something you have already written or done and improve it, to change, correct, or develop it further.
For example, every good writer revises. The first draft is just the beginning. Or, I revised the email 3 times before sending it because the first version sounded too aggressive. Repeat, revise.
Revise. And finally, generate. To generate means to produce or create something, often used now specifically about AI producing text, images, or other content. For example, the AI can generate a full essay in seconds, but whether that essay has any real meaning is a different question. Or, generating ideas is easy. Developing them into something worth reading, that is the hard part. Repeat, generate.
Generate.
6 words: hollow, authentic, functional, spontaneous, revise, generate.
And honestly, all 6 of them connect directly to everything we talked about today. Small challenge: take one of those 2 writing examples from the opening, the AI Autumn one or the Human October one, and try to rewrite it. Make the AI one more human, or take the human one and make it more like you.
Write 3 sentences, no AI. Something autumn or October or cold weather means to you specifically. Post it in the comments. We want to read it.
Because your 3 sentences, imperfect, specific, a little strange, will tell us more about you than any AI paragraph ever could.
I'm Mary.
I'm Albert. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.